gentlemen, this is Daniel Umstead, host of the RNG radio show. I'm really excited. I connected with another guru expert in the real estate industry. Mr. Kade Martinelli is here with me today. I'm going to run through his bio. Listen, folks, you've heard the show, you've heard past episodes. I usually just do a quick snippet, but you got to hear this man's information before moving forward. So, with that being said, Kade has found his calling and has dedicated his life to the real estate industry. Over the last 5 years, he has played a vital role in over 250 closed real estate transactions as an agent. Yes, folks, please take a breath, pull out your calculator and do 250 divided by 5. That is above the norm. His mission is to provide such an amazing experience for his clients, buying or selling their home, that they have the confidence and comfort required to refer to their friends and family. In his personal ventures, Kade has fixed and flipped homes successfully. During this process, he learned how to sell homes for the highest price while maximizing the equity. So, folks, get in contact with them. And he has also learned the importance of home presentation, especially in terms of staging and professional photography. Kade also has a vast background in social media marketing and content creation. Across multiple platforms, he has built followings of over 1 million total followers. Kade understands the importance of leveraging social media marketing to get the most buyers to see his clients' homes. Kade is happily married to Sydney, so ladies, back the hell off, who support his business goals and dreams. Sydney and Kade enjoy sunny days and the outdoor lifestyle. Their puppy is a mini wiener dog that is full of energy and has her own viral social media page. So what people say about Kade Martinelli, let me just sum it up as this. He always sees the best in people and is smiling no matter how stressful things may seem. So, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce the one, the only, Kade Martinelli. Kade, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. It's really an honor to be on. I appreciate you having me.
Oh, listen, the honor's all mine, man. When I read the bio the first time, I'm like, all right, 250, wait, divided by 5. Oh, shit. Hold on. Carry the All right, listen, I almost had to call an old math professor and be like, hey, listen, is this possible? So it seems like you're breaking physics laws over there, man. So, but yeah,
Right.
I love your energy. I love your videos. And I want people to understand this. I believe I put up a post. You liked the post, reached out, started following me. And I pretty much had said to you, hey, man, we'd love to have you on my show. And here we are. Correct?
Absolutely. Simple as that. I liked you, and I figured it'd be an awesome opportunity for both of us.
Awesome, awesome, man. So, with what we're doing, because real estate is, it is a business, it is an industry, but the key word that folks miss is that you need to be an entrepreneur. It's not a want, it's not a desire. You have to put yourself with an entrepreneur hat and put yourself in some entrepreneurship. With that, what draws you towards entrepreneurship?
Yeah, man. So really kind of my life story is I started out as an entrepreneur since about the age of 15. I wasn't really good in school, but I really found myself doing well in sales. I was selling pieces of gum, Pop-Tarts, paracord bracelets, flipping cars, all before I got my real estate license. And I found that there were 3 key things that I absolutely loved about entrepreneurism. And that was being my own boss, endless potential of income, and then being able to manage my own time. So not only was I able to succeed within the interrelationship part, but I was also able to increase my personal life on the back end by being my own boss and managing my own time. So I think the entrepreneurship draw for me was a no-brainer. In my mind, I didn't see myself doing well in a career. And I've worked a couple of jobs before. Specifically, I worked a job at Panda Express for 4 years from age 16 all the way. And I was just beat with it. I was tired with it. I was tired of being told what to do, when to do it. I always had great ideas and like things to change up on the menu and ideas for sales, and it was never heard out. And I'm like, man, this is a big time bummer. So I dove into sales hard.
Wow, that's incredible, man. Now you said 16 to 20 because I read somewhere in your background that you got your real estate license at the age of 18. Is that correct?
I did. So my challenge was I had to have a consistent income while building a business. I couldn't just disconnect myself because I actually moved out of my parents' home right before I was 18 years old. My parents gave me an ultimatum. Basically, you're going to go to college or you're going to move out. And I dropped out of college. So So I ended up moving out. I had some money saved up from flipping a few cars, and then also my job from 16 to about 18, saving money from working at Panda Express. And I was actually able to buy my first home at 18. So I had a place to go, and I was thankful for that. But at the same time, it was a struggle because I had to manage a full-time job. I was working 40 to 60 hours a week at Panda Express. And then I was also trying to build my real estate business on the other side. So it was kind of a combination of a balance, really, of trying to make it out there.
Wow, awesome. And I mean, at the age of 18, like, I mean, I was starting my freshman year, but those that, have been in the real estate industry, or even those buyers and sellers, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're looking at you like, who the hell is this kid? So, like, how did you ever overcome those challenges, like to win people over with your business, coming from that point? It's like, hey, I'm this kid who's working at Panda Express trying to make a living while, trying to do real estate. I want your business. Like, how did you overcome those challenges?
Right. So it's a little funny story here. Panda Express, as you know, they serve like noodles and orange chicken and all this stuff. And I was a noodle flipper. So I flipped the noodles. So after my work shift, I smelled like noodles, man. So it was difficult. So I would literally end my shift like 3 o'clock, and then I'd throw on my real estate clothes, take a quick shower at the gym, and I'd be off to showing houses right after that. So it was, one thing into the other. And really, I mean, just kind of balancing everything was the key. But it was a struggle being a young person in the business because it was difficult to get people to understand that I was a mature person and that I could have value to offer as well. So there's obviously, so many people in the real estate industry, why would you go with an 18-year-old as your agent? And the way that I got around that is I dove deep into studying online and becoming the master of my craft, learning sales, learning how to communicate and speak with people. And I would say within the first 6 months of me really diving deep into that training, I really didn't have any people questioning my maturity level or my age. I was able to speak with them like a normal person, not like a immature 18-year-old, but I was able to communicate with them in a way that they felt comfortable and secure in me helping them. And also I knew my market very, very, very well. Every single morning I would pull up my hot sheet. I would look at what things are selling for. So if I was, showing a client a home and they had a question about a house around the corner, I knew how many beds, I knew how many bathrooms, I knew what it sold for. And I just started rattling all those things down. So I was able to show the expertise there and then also communicate it well. So I was never doubted.
Awesome, awesome. And I want folks to hone in on this, especially, our realtor friends, because some people will listen to these podcasts and say like, oh, I didn't hear any gems. The gems was the hot sheets. Folks, log in to the MLS, pull up what's fresh, what's hot on the market, review that before you start your day, even if you have a full-time job. Look at it during your lunch hour. That's the gem right there. So to get started, I just wanted to put that out there. The other thing you had mentioned, and I've heard this over and over again, and obviously it's working based even upon your success and others. With the technology, and we have YouTube University and all these podcasts, and people are just throwing their information out there. Do you still feel like 6 months is that time for somebody just to really hone down, learn, and study the craft before they get out there?
If I was a new real estate agent looking back at it, I would absolutely dedicate 6 months while I was learning the business to learning sales, because you're going to go into YouTube and you're going to listen to wonderful podcasts like this where you are learning how to speak. And that's really what I learned. I would just learn to professionals talking, Ed Milet, Grant Cardone. I would listen to these guys and how they're communicating with people. And I learned so much just by hearing it. So between that span of that 6 months when I was really prepping myself for this, I was consistently consuming 40 to 80 hours a week of content and learning those things, learning how to communicate and speak, and then also studying my market. So those are kind of all the little things that I would suggest if somebody wants to start off right now at age 18, let's get onto YouTube and let's learn how to communicate with people and sell.
Awesome. I love that, man. Love that. And before we go any further, Kade, where can folks find you at on social media and even get in contact with you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, Kade Martinelli, if you look my name up. On YouTube, I'm Kade Sells Tampa Bay, and that's where I have all my local Tampa Bay content that I market to out-of-state buyers, doing promotional videos and things like that. But on all other social platforms, I'm just Kade Martinelli, Kademartinelli.
Great, awesome. And tell me about the Tampa Bay market. Like, what's currently going on down there? Philadelphia, I think every single time I turn around, I'm seeing a
Right.
building here and a building there, along with rents increasing. So, how's it down there in Tampa Bay for you?
Yeah, very, very similar. We had one of our largest buildings down on Water Street actually get torn down. It was an older building, and it's right in the center of downtown, and they're actually building high-end condos there right now. So you're seeing things going up, like literally every day, something is being added to the downtown Tampa area. But the Tampa Bay area specifically, we're going through a small shift, kind of like the rest of the market is right now, where we're going to a little bit of a slowdown. We don't have multiple offers on every property. It's a little bit difficult to get things sold. Some of my listings right now, I've had them on the market for a week and a half, and we haven't got any calls. So that's new to me. That's something that I'm working through right now, that, I'm having to go out of my way to market those homes to get them sold faster, because it's not the same booming market that it was 6 months ago, when you could just list a property, you'd have 15 offers in the first day.
Awesome, love that. And what has been like, whether it be through research or something that you've done on your own, what have you found to be like the best marketing strategy out there for realtors?
So depends on which way you want to go. If you want to deal with buyers or if you want to deal with listings. The way that I am doing it currently is I'm leveraging my buyer traffic to get listings. So for example, my YouTube channel, I have outbound content going to out-of-state buyers. And those out-of-state buyers, when they contact me, I can use those to go leverage and find them a home to list and sell. So that's one way that I'm doing it. And also when I'm presenting to sellers, I let them know that I am on social media. I show them a couple of my pages, some of my past work, and it's really a big selling point to get listings, because now I have the social credibility, or at least I'm building it right now, of that social credibility here in the area locally, where they're like, wow, like, why would I go with somebody that doesn't even have a YouTube channel when I could go with Kade that is, making videos every week?
Yeah, yeah, and want folks to realize that a good friend of mine, Jerome Lewis, he did a book on real estate marketing, and the biggest thing he had pushed out. I wasn't listening 3 years ago. Of course, now I'm listening. But you need to put out video content. We're living in a world right now that, you can easily pick up the phone, search what's currently going on in the market. So everybody can read, or everybody has the capability to read. Or if they don't feel like reading, they could just hit the dictate button, and, Google or Siri or Bixby will speak for them. So
Right.
with that, I want folks to understand, being agents or any brand or service that you have, make sure you're putting out video content and make sure it's consistently. With Kade, I just want to point this out, because this is what really like made me explosive. And I was like, I gotta have this guy on the podcast. I hope he wants to be on the podcast. So I'm so glad you're here. Is that when I first started connected with you, I was seeing a couple of shots here, selfies, and I'm like, all right, cool, Kade's got it going on. I went away for my fiance's birthday, and I was just checking back in because I already wanted you on the show. Check it back in. This guy is hitting it. Kade is hitting it left and right with videos. How to buy the house. What's the best strategy? What do you need to do? Well, what if my interest rates are high? So
Yeah.
give people the information, and you're going to get the credibility coming right back to you. So I appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
Another question I wanted to ask you, and I always ask my guests this, what is like your consistent advice that you go off of? What keeps you motivated? What do you say to yourself over and over again to continuously keep you pumped and, ready for the next day?
Right. I love that. And that is huge. Motivation is going to be one of the biggest things in any areas of your life to succeed. And this is something that I struggled with in the past, is actually keeping on something and going at it hard and not quitting. But the way that I do it right now, what is working amazing for me is keeping the small promises that I make to myself. And it literally can be as small as saying to yourself, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock tomorrow and I'm going to do it. And once you do that and you start building self-confidence with yourself, you then can take it to the next step and say, I'm going to go create one video today. And after you do that, you're like, man, I'm actually doing what I said I'm going to do. Next week, I'm going to go for 2 videos, or I'm going to wake up a little bit earlier and go to the gym, and start adding these things. And they really start stacking on top of each other. And inside of your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, like if I could do this, I could do anything. And it builds motivation in you, and you see the small successes. That's really what it comes down to, because there's an ancient philosopher that says, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. You can't eat the whole thing at one time. You got to break it down into small bite-sized pieces so that you can see the progression, so you can stay motivated to succeed.
I love that, man. Love that. And then, as far as recommendations in regards to the book, because people always say, if you want to hide something, put it in a book. What books would you recommend, for those either getting into the real estate industry or even those folks who are currently in the real estate industry and just, need something to pick up and look and read about?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that I look at any sort of business is I have to look at where the groundwork is. And where the groundwork is for me is being able to handle my finances so that I'm not in debt and that I'm not pushing for the next sale. So one big thing that I've been studying is Dave Ramsey. He has a book called Total Money Makeover. And that's something that I have gone through multiple times, and learning how to manage your finances in a way that puts you in a comfortable position so that when you go into, present for a listing, you're not desperate for it, and those people can sense that. So that's one big tip I could say, is learn how to manage your money. 10X by Grant Cardone is another phenomenal book. Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey is another one. But one book that my wife and I are actually going through right now is One More Rep by Ed Mylett. And Ed Mylett, if anybody knows him, he is a salesman, and he owns one of the largest financial companies under World Financial Group, and he is a phone salesman. And that is what he is dominant at. And he's always talking about making one more phone call, making one more, goal that you want to hit. And those things are what's going to carry through in any business you go into. Now, when we look at real estate specifically, I dive deep into YouTube. I dive deep into audio content because a lot of the times I'm on the road. So I like to read like one chapter of a book a night, but it's not enough. I want more. So I go on YouTube, and currently I'm watching about 40 hours worth of content per week around the real estate industry, talking about interest rates, talking about local advice, buying, selling, listing, all these things that I'm feeding my mind with. And one thing specifically that I'm learning right now is how to cold call, how to communicate over the phone in a way that people feel comfortable with you, and you end up setting an in-person meeting with them. So that's one thing I'm studying intensively right now. I have a wonderful coach that's walking me through it, but YouTube has really been my go-to for learning the real estate industry.
Wow, no, I really appreciate that. And I mean, you being humble about it. I'm talking to a guy who's done 250 transactions in 5 years, and yet you say, hey, I need to perfect and work on my cold calling. It's like, but you did so many. Why would you got over 1 million followers? Why would you need that? So I want folks to realize, like, you can always perfect your craft. You can always grow on it, build upon your skills. So I appreciate you letting us know that. And it's helping me as well. I take the time that I do have during the day, the 9 to 5, and take advantage of every opportunity, whether it be doing some underwriting during my lunch hour, or if a meeting didn't occur, finding time to do something else in regards to the real estate industry. So utilizing that time as best as possible, but also realizing it's like, hey, this is what you're working on for the long run. So anything that you put effort to it, and I want ladies and gentlemen to realize this, it's not overnight. If it were that simple, okay, listen to one video, it's like, hey, I'm set, I'm good. I read my one chapter for the night, I'm good. Like, about to close on 5 transactions this week. It's a matter of building upon that, growing upon that. So I appreciate you making sure folks realize that. Before I let you go, Kate, because this has been a great interviewing session, can you give us that contact information one more time, where folks can find you and get in contact with you?
Yeah, so Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, I'm Kade Martinelli, my full name. And then on YouTube, I'm Kade Sells Tampa Bay. So it's a pretty, I'm everywhere right now. So if you look up Kade Martinelli, you're going to find me.
Awesome. And is there anything in the future that folks should be on the lookout for coming from you, Kade?
Big time TikTok videos. I'm diving deep into TikTok, which is what I've done in the past to build my followings over 1 million followers. And right now I'm helping the younger generation learn how to create business and learn how to manage their money. So I'm having quite a few videos pop off right now. If you go on TikTok, all feedback is welcome, and I respond to every comment.
Awesome. Love that, man. Well, Kade, thank you again so much for being on the show. Looking forward to have you come back on the show just to do a quick follow-up and seeing where life takes us, man. So thank you again.
Thank you. Huge honor. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for tuning in to the RNG Radio Show. Be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes and future content. If you'd like to learn more, visit us at danielumstead.com. Stay blessed, my fellow millionaires.